Have you ever felt it? That eerie pause, as if the whole world is waiting to exhale? A silence heavy with secrets, just before something extraordinary bursts into the open. That moment is here. At the highest levels of NASA, a revelation has sent tremors across the planet. When Bill Nelson, NASA's chief, seasoned lawmaker, and former astronaut took the stage, he dropped a phrase that sent shockwaves through the media. "I've asked for the alien briefing. It spread like wildfire." But was this the breakthrough humanity has been waiting for? Or a carefully crafted phrase, meant to steer our attention away from a truth far stranger and far more unsettling? A tale of two mandates. Science in the light, security in shadows. You see, this isn't one investigation. It's two. A strategy with two faces, running on parallel tracks that are destined to collide. On one side, you have NASA. Their mission is public, transparent, and scientific. Administrator Nelson wants to drag this entire subject out of the murky swamps of sensationalism and into the clean, bright laboratory of science. They've assembled a team of 16 experts, not to hunt for little green men, but to solve the most fundamental problem of all. The data is garbage. For decades, the evidence has been a collection of blurry photos, unreliable eyewitnesses, and uncalibrated sensors. NASA's job is to build a real foundation, to create a scientific roadmap so that when we see something anomalous, we can actually know what we're looking at. But then there's the other track, the one that runs in the darkness. That's the Pentagon's All-Domain Anomaly Resolution Office, or AARO. Their mission isn't scientific discovery, it's national security. They're looking at our skies for threats. They process hundreds of reports from Navy pilots and military personnel, credible observers who describe objects moving in ways that defy our known laws of physics. Their job is to answer two terrifying questions. First, is this a breakthrough technology from an adversary like China or Russia that could give them an unimaginable military advantage? And second, is it something else entirely? AARO operates in the world of classified data, of potential threats, of minimizing what they call technical and intelligence surprise. The bombshell testimony that forced the government's hand. While NASA was talking about data calibration and scientific methods, a man named David Grush was preparing to burn the whole system down. A decorated former Air Force intelligence officer who served on the UAP task force, Grush didn't just have a story. He had filed an official whistleblower complaint and was about to testify, under oath, before the United States Congress. What he said was explosive. He alleged the existence of a secret, multi-decade UAP crash retrieval and reverse engineering program. A program hidden not just from the public, but from Congress itself. And it gets darker. Grush testified that non-human biologics, the bodies of the pilots, had been recovered from some of these crash sites. He spoke of a sophisticated disinformation campaign to hide the truth, and made the chilling assertion that people have been harmed, even injured, to protect this secret. He told Congress he had faced very brutal retaliation for coming forward, and that he feared for his life. The Pentagon's response was immediate and absolute. ARO released a comprehensive historical report directly addressing these claims. Their conclusion? No verifiable evidence. They called the stories the result of decades of circular reporting, a small group of people repeating the same inaccurate claims until they became folklore. So who do you believe? The decorated intelligence officer risking everything to speak under oath? Or the official institutions he accuses of hiding the biggest secret in human history? This clash created a political firestorm, and it forced NASA to accelerate its mission. The hidden mission of NASA, designing a skyborne trap for the unseen. With the world reeling from Grush's testimony and the Pentagon's flat denial, NASA's quiet, scientific roadmap suddenly became the most important mission in the world. They realized the only way to cut through the noise, the myths, and the paranoia, was with cold, hard, undeniable data. Their real mission isn't to find aliens, it's to build a ghost trap. The UAP Independent Study Team laid out a revolutionary plan. First, they want to unleash artificial intelligence and machine learning on the problem. Think about it. Our sensors gather mountains of data every single day. AI can be trained to know what's normal, to recognize every weather balloon, every drone, every flock of birds. It can watch the haystack of normal data and instantly flag the needle, the one event that is truly anomalous. Second, they want to deputize all of us. The report recommends developing an open-source smartphone app. Modern phones are packed with sensors, cameras, GPS, gyroscopes. An app could gather data from thousands of citizen observers during a single event, allowing scientists to triangulate an object's position, speed, and trajectory with incredible precision. It would turn the entire country into a massive UAP sensor network. Finally, they're turning NASA's own eyes toward the problem. Their Earth-observing satellites can provide crucial environmental context for sightings, helping to rule out strange weather or atmospheric phenomena. They are building a system to finally separate fact from fiction. The Black Knight, the eternal mystery, orbiting a world. Before you can hunt for real anomalies, you have to understand how easily the human mind can create them out of thin air. There's a legend, a ghost story that has haunted the fringes of science for decades. The story of a 13,000-year-old alien satellite in a perfect polar orbit, silently watching humanity. They call it the Black Knight. It's the perfect example of how myths are born. The story is a patchwork quilt, stitched together from completely unrelated events. It starts in 1899, with Nikola Tesla picking up strange rhythmic radio signals he thought might be intelligent. It was most likely a pulsar, a celestial object we wouldn't officially discover for another 70 years. But that piece of the story was stitched into the quilt. In the 1920s, radio operators detected a bizarre phenomenon called long-delayed echoes, signals that would bounce back to them seconds later. It's a real, though not fully understood, atmospheric effect. But one author speculated it was a message from an ancient alien probe. He later retracted his theory, calling it unscientific, but it was too late. The patch was added to the quilt. The final piece, the visual proof, came in 1998. During the space shuttle mission STS-88, an astronaut accidentally lost a thermal blanket during a spacewalk. Photos of this dark, tumbling piece of space debris became the iconic image of the Black Knight. NASA explained what it was. The astronauts confirmed it. The quilt was complete. This is the exact problem NASA is trying to solve: to stop us from stitching together myths and start weaving a tapestry of facts. The silent battle, confidentiality versus collective awareness. And so here we are, trapped in a battle between two immense forces. On one side, you have whistleblowers like David Grush and a bipartisan group in Congress demanding transparency. They argue that decades of secrecy have destroyed public trust and are an insult to the very idea of democracy. They've even introduced a UAP Disclosure Act, modeled on the JFK Assassination Records Act, to force the government to open its files. The Pentagon argues that releasing raw data from their fighter jets, satellites, and submarines would be an intelligence catastrophe. It would reveal the capabilities of their most advanced systems to our adversaries. They claim secrecy is essential to protect their sources and methods. This has become more than a debate about UFOs. It's a power struggle over one of the most fundamental questions in a free society. Who gets to decide what is secret? Is the government genuinely protecting the nation, or hiding behind the phrase national security? Or is it using it as a blanket to hide its own failures, its own ignorance, or a truth so profound it would change the world forever? The fight isn't about what's in the sky anymore. It's about who controls the narrative on the ground. The veil is lifting. But what lies behind? So did NASA's administrator really ask for the alien briefing? The real story isn't about a secret meeting. It's about the entire US government, from its top scientists to its top spies, finally admitting, publicly, that there is something in our skies that we do not understand. No official source has presented a single piece of evidence of alien technology, but for the first time in over 50 years, the question has been legitimized. The journey from sensationalism to science has begun. But as we build our ghost traps and point our sensors to the heavens, we have to ask ourselves a final chilling question. What happens if we catch something?